a lot of folks do a lot of trading. So this, and there's a bug right there, so I'm going to leave right now. So we'll just walk that way. That's skittering hop. What about the other direction? Is it something that I...
People looking at this down already.
You showed us zoom out.
Oh, zoom in. Zoom in for folks who like to do a lot of really intense tweaking on their house. We will be able to give you some form of zoom in. Now, you won't be able to go in this far. That's bad. But maybe this far-ish? We'll see. But yeah, you know, we want to make sure you guys take advantage of the new technology as well, so you're doing what you want to do in the game. And when you're in that close, and we notice when people are now building buildings in game, being in that close is really helpful to make sure things are matching and things are fitting. So this is the...
In regards to zooming in,
what's that?
In the current 3D client, you can already zoom right up.
I know, that doesn't mean we can't have it in Kingdom Reborn. You can be in both.
But I will say that these things are it's high resolution. So as you zoom in, if you zoom in the previous UO resolution, everything's big. So you're actually getting more. You're actually being able to see the detail better. Kind of zoom in on it. Versus going in and seeing the lack of detail, or going in and seeing the polygons.
It does make that feature makes Labyrinth much easier.
Seeing as you're doing a new client, will you be able to choose left and right-handedness for your characters? Is it time to put left-handed people in UO?
I'm very sorry. When you unplug the cable in battery mode, what's happening? One moment. Alright. Oh, and I won! I haven't taken a close look at this particular. There are some times when maybe the zoom in feature shouldn't be used. Yeah, that would be one of those times. Where is the portal? There it is. Oh, and I've been frozen. I cannot move. That's smart deploy. So I believe that's the last stop. Oh no. Crystals. Oh, that was too fast. Sorry about that. But that's basically a very, very, very short get into a few pieces of art, a few places we've spent some time working on. Nick actually runs a team of world builders, and their job is that as art pops into the world, they go through everything and tweak things and move things and make sure it looks right. They're the guys who smoothed out the dungeon walls. They're the guys who made the water touch the shore correctly. They're the guys who made the grass touch the mountain so it looks natural. See, what else do I want to say? Nick, am I missing anything? The ocean.
Speaking of oceans, are we going to have rideable seahorses?
I think I can say the answer.
Write that down.
Not in this experience.
Would you like a rideable seahorse?
With a rideable seahorse.
You basically want a sea-doo? You want a jet ski? Sure, why not? All right.
For the ocean.
Anyway, so that's kind of what water looks like. It needs a lot of work, actually. As water goes in games, this is a first draft. But you can see where it touches the shore, there should be a little mist, a little wave action with particles. Yeah, and this over here is nothing. So that's water. Anything else you guys want to see before?
Wash up on my model.
No.
Have you ever been to shipwreck?
Cancel back for it.
We've had the GM take our boats away.
I'm going to guess that's not done.
You mentioned about the clothing and armor. Can you make it so you can see both at the same time? Like a lot of us go on like Batman or clothes with our armor.
Oh, okay. Maybe. Maybe that's a new feature. It's one of those things we're experimenting with. It seems like a good idea, but we want to make sure it works for that particular purpose. People want to look cool and be effective at the same time, and sometimes those two things don't match.
Aaron, real fast on that. With the tabs, it's not necessarily what you can see because it's like a slot problem. We want slots for all the pieces so that you're not having to like look at the glove off a guy's hand so much to deal with the slots. So if you took off his armor, he would be naked under there right now if he had clothes on him. So we're gonna work out all that.
Clothing slots?
Check. We're gonna work all that out, but like right now, you're sitting in the armor tab. It's mainly so that you can interact with that armor and like move it off your body and move it around and stuff like that. And then if you're in the clothing tab, you'll be able to interact with that. It's just because with all those layers and we don't have room for all the slots. So we're gonna try and say, okay, well, this is gonna solve our problem. What other cool things can we do with it? So it's a work in progress. So don't get too worried about it. Hey, did you just take your sword off?
It did.
I'd like to say something cool about the sword, and I was an artist too, so I'm really into the visual. So can you put the sword on? Look at the darkness around his middle.
I seem to have lost my sword.
You didn't lose that sword, did you?
I lost my special sword.
Someone's going to log in and find it.
We stole it.
Control is nobody
Fell
else.
too.
You would have yelled that it was my fault if I was the
Dragon
one.
head! No!
Okay, so anyway.
You know, if you had the backpack motif, you could find it really.
Hang on, put it in.
There's a few different modes in the backpack that aren't in yet.
So not if it was buried under some things in a couple of packs and a couple of packs and a couple of packs.
Not in 3D.
I think you misunderstood my question. What I was saying is, will the clothes still layer over the armor like they do now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what displays there, that was up there, what displays in the paper doll, whether when you go to clothing mode your armor disappears or not, that might be something you can set. It might be that it puts away that armor. We have to work all that out.
So you're saying that you'll be able to hide your armor from other players?
Ooh.
No. Saying that when you want to role play and be in costume, you'll be able to role play and be in costume.
While wearing your PvP armor?
When you put on the armored PvP, you'll no longer be showing your costume.
And you know, it's like I said before, the main thing about the toggles there is to be, I'm interacting with my clothes, I'm interacting with my armor. It may or may not affect your man, what he looks like in the game, or even what your paper doll looks like to somebody else. That's a good idea that we have, but we're running it by, and I'm glad you're picking our brains and thoughts about it.
Do the rune books and spell books work yet?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. The rune books don't work.
Rule books do not work. Majory spells work right now, which is what this is.
The
Oh, I'm
spell
sorry.
book itself.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you mean because right now also because I'm gonna get attacked for this. You see the way it looks? That's not done. So all these interfaces are get the gumps up, get them working. You'd be surprised how difficult that is for the programmers and designers to pull off. And so this was to try and get something that works. You can drag and drop, you can click on things, but we've got a bunch of artists that are really excited about what they can do with these screens, so they're far from done.
Okay.
You mean like in the way the classic game is, or the legacy game is? At this point, you cannot. Just have icons floating around.
We are working on a classic mode, and we're evaluating what that is, and that probably is included in that.
Classic mode, if anybody didn't hear that. So what exactly that entails, whether it's got full-featured old-school bags, and we're going to have a classic mode though for those who dig a lot of the old interfaces. This guy's had his hand up for a long time.
Back to the clothing real quick. Anybody at the road wants wardrobe? You're not going to do one of this over armor.
No, we're not going to change the.
A robe would have stats on it, so
And we're not going to change the basic functionality of the way that the clothing works, interacts with each other in layers. We're not going to mess with that in the game, don't worry about that.
Okay, so at the moment, in your backpack you'll have a rune book and you'll just have it set, you'll cast on it and you'll go.
Yeah.
How is that going to work with the new backpack? I mean, you're going to have to scroll down, try and find your rune book and get killed.
You can dump it in the hot bar.
Yeah, what you would do is you put the room on your I'm sorry.
I'm gonna leave there going.
Exactly. Anything you want to do quickly, you can put in your hot bar.